I was asking the question on why, how come some enlightened beings are selective in their students, whereas some enlightened beings are open for.
Okay. So let me. The question is, different enlightened beings behave in different way in teaching. Some people are selective. Okay. Some people teach for a larger number of people, right? What is the difference in the behavior of enlightened beings with respect to teaching? That's the question. The question came from a question about my master, Ajja, who used to discourage people who are not coming for spiritual teachings. Is that question clear? Okay. See, the spiritual teaching is not a casual affair. Okay. It's like somebody comes and try to listen something and go. It all depends on the maturity of the student. Okay. People are different levels of maturity. If you tell something, people will understand in different ways. Right? There is a saying in there's a Upanishad. Two people go to Brahaspati Acharya, who is considered as a great enlightened master at that time. One is Devendra, and this is called Asurendra. So Devendra is the king of Devatas. Asurendra is king of Asuras, demons. They go for a teaching. So Brahaspati Acharya says, stay 12 years in my ashram, then I'll teach. Why 12 years? See, the spiritual teaching requires a maturity. It's not that anybody can learn anything. It's not that maturity is not in terms of knowledge. Maturity is in terms of acceptance. Both are kings, Devendra and Asurendra. Now, how big ego the kings will come? Right? I'm the king. So with ego, you cannot learn anything in spirituality. Spiritual learning is about dropping the ego. So first 12 years, you do service. What type of service? Take care of my cow shed. Clean the cow shed. So imagine the kings are doing the cow shed cleaning, right? He observes for 12 years. The whole idea is the spiritual teaching, entire spiritual teaching is about dropping the ego, nothing else. Okay. So first step of dropping the ego is doing karma yoga, service. Okay. So these people 12 years they do. Then they go to Brahaspati Acharya. Brahaspati Acharya says, give me the teaching. Brahaspati Acharya, da. That's all. Da, one word, one alphabet. Okay. So immediately, Asurendra says, I know, I understood. Devendra says, I didn't understand. Right? So Asurendra, the king of Asuras, he says, da means Dhamma. Control yourself. Right? The same teaching da means different things to different people. So the Asuras are demons. For them, da means daya, learn compassion. Okay. For Devendra, it's Dhamma. Devatas are going outwards, control sense organs. Right? This one alphabet itself can be understood in different ways. Okay. It's not that same way people understand. Based on their background, they will understand. Okay. For that, in the early days, in Gurukula system, there were many years of study was there. In the many years of study, they learn various rituals, karma yoga, and then they'll also learn the subject of what's called nyaya. Nyaya means if you tell something, two people should understand in the same way. It should not be understood in different ways. Understand? So any communication to happen between Guru and Shishya, what Guru says and Shishya understands, they should be same. But if you come from different background, it won't happen. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Huh? Right? Like, for example, somebody goes from high school to college. So admission requires some basic background. Without that background, admission cannot happen. Anybody, Tom, Dick, and Harry cannot be admitted to college, right? They cannot understand. A science requires a science background. Chemistry requires engineering requires engineering background. So background is required for a spiritual teaching to happen. Now, anybody going to any guru, the guru doesn't understand the background, right? In Gurukula, yes, there's a system of education where you spend a couple of years to learn something. Okay. So people, gurus are there. For them, there's no Gurukula. They're living in a hut or something. So somebody comes and teach me something. What background he understands, right? So then they have to select some criteria. Some criteria is required for selection. Otherwise, you will have to go from basics. It's like having a primary school to middle school to high school to college. You can't have. Our Ajja was like that. He himself is living in one ashram, one place, right? He has no facilities for starting a primary school, middle school, high school, college. He will be able to teach only people who have come to maturity of college. Other people he can't, right? And many people will come with many people concept of spirituality is a miracle, some blessings. Okay, so he discourages them. He will select only people who are mature, who with a little bit of teaching can be fine-tuned. That's how his approach is. That's why he'll not accept anybody. In fact, he'll chase away people who come thinking some miracles are there. Is that understand behavior clear? Why he does? Correct? No? So, for the people who run a Gurukula, probably they take admission at the basic level. But people who are very living their own individual life, separate life, or rather they don't have a facility, then they can only give guidance to the highest award seekers. So that's what how Ramana Maharshi was. If Ramana Maharshi was, there's no Gurukula there. There's no learning. So Ramana Maharshi says, if you come, Ramana says, find out who you are. He'll say. He gives a proper guidance, but only to the mature seekers. Other people will come and sit silently in Ramana Maharshi and go. Correct? Whereas if you go to a Gurukula system, they'll learn some upanishads, they'll learn some karma yoga, service. There's some amount of maturity happens. Okay. So then they can go to Vedanta and Upanishad. That's the difference between a Gurukula system and an individual teacher. So that happened in case of Swami Chinmayananda. Swami Chinmayananda's guru is Taponanji Maharaj, right? Taponanji Maharaj stays in Tapovan, which is actually Gangotri. He has one hut, nothing more. Okay. Swami Chinmayananda's guru was this way, Shivananda. Shivananda says, you go and study under an enlightened master, Taponanji Maharaj. So he goes. That time you have to walk for 6 months. There's no bus and all. He goes there. Taponanji Maharaj says, opens the door. Why you have come? I want to become a student. Who told you? Swami Shivananda. Did he give a letter? No. Go back. Right? So now he goes back. Next year comes. Again 6 months. He takes letter. Letter I have brought. He tears the letter. My purpose is not letter. Purpose is to see your sincerity. Because he has a facility where he can have some 6 to 7 students. And he doesn't want to admit Tom, Dick and Harry. Only who are really committed. Right? Then he tells Swami Chinmayananda. See, I'll tell once. Something once. Okay, you have to remember it. And if I ask a question about that, anytime you have to answer. If you don't answer, you have to go out of the ashram. That means you have to be so committed and so sharp. There's no time to repetition. Right? Because facilities are limited and focus is limited. That's why they took selective students. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
So my approach is, I don't select the students. Students select me. What I do, I keep all my teachings open. Right? I don't give any special teaching when you come here. Okay. All teachings are recorded and make it available on YouTube. So then people see the YouTube. Whatever they have to learn already is there. So they don't have to come to me because there's no. Some people will see the YouTube and they don't get there. They're not interested. They don't come. They get filtered. Some people see and they learn something. It's fine. No, I want something more. They can come here. So that means filtering happens by nature, not by. I don't have to select anybody, right? I have kept already all teachings available publicly, right? Then somebody comes and I want to study more. Then there are so many study groups are there. They'll go to my students for study groups. They can study there. So somewhere they get guidance. Basically, the whole system is the teaching is made publicly available. So that facility was not there for some of the many of the masters in the earlier days. So they have to go personally sit. Personally, how many teachers, students you can teach, repeat same thing? That's the challenge. Is it clear? So that's why some of the masters will be very selective in studying the students because they cannot keep on repeating the same thing. But the modern day has given a facility with modern day tools like YouTube and all. You can record once, teach once, and make it available. Those who are really sincere, they will go through study that. In fact, I have many students who don't even come here. They go through study for many of the videos. They get satisfied. If there's somebody wants to come, they'll come. But the filtering happens because all teachings are made available publicly. Is it clear? Right. Imagine, I don't have that ability. So today you will come, tomorrow somebody will come. I'll keep on teaching. I can't keep on teaching unless I build a Gurukul. That facility I cannot build. Are you clear? So that's one way of saying. Second way of teaching this thing is, not all the enlightened people, enlightened masters, are good in teaching. The teaching requires a ability, teaching skills. Not all the enlightened masters have teaching skills. Okay, they may be enlightened. Okay, they may give some hints or guidance, but the ability to teach also is a part of a, not a bundle of enlightenment skill. They may be enlightened, so they may guide a little bit, but they may not have the ability to teach. The teaching ability itself is a skill which comes from their many past life samskaras. Did I answer your question? Anything missing?
So, said, like you said, we can't start a curriculum.
I mean, see, the question is to start a Gurukulam, okay, and build the infrastructure, right? It requires a lot more effort. Okay. The question is, why can't I build a Gurukul? Okay. So to build a Gurukul, need a physical land is required, building is required, running costs are required, expenses are required, right? Resources are required. Okay. In the earlier days, some king will give some donation. In today's day, you have to do some commercial activity, right? You have to do some course, you pay fees. Okay, you want to earn money. Otherwise, you're not running ashram is not easy. I don't want to get any commercial activity and administrative activity. Okay, I want to focus clearly on teaching. So that way, I'm not interested in commercial activity. Teaching, I don't want to commercialize. So then I have to raise the funds for building a Gurukul, which I don't want to. And running a Gurukul, let's say, I'm saying, imagine a Gurukul with some people, you require a few lakh rupees per month to run. That fund has to raise from coming from where? So then all attention get diverted into getting funds, either through marketing, right? Instead of that, what is the core of Gurukul? Teaching. Okay. Teaching, you make it available. So Gurukul is not in one place. The teaching is available globally. Okay. Those who want to learn. Of course, it doesn't provide an infrastructure where people come and stay peacefully, but it reduces the load on Guru to build infrastructure. Otherwise, it's too much of, you can see so much of commercialization happening in teaching, right? So those things to be avoided. In earlier days, what has happened? Somebody has a Gurukula is there, a king will come and give land. He'll say, don't worry about infrastructure cost, I'll take care. So you focus on teaching. Now the teachers have to do commercial activity to get money, advertisement you do, then teaching, where the teaching will get sidelined. Right? So I want to focus on complete on teaching. That's why I've been able to talk on so many topics. Okay. And make it available publicly. Ultimately, that's all now. You make it available to people who want it. Is it clear?